Podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the voice of the people.
Podcast is intended for mature audiences.
For
the views and opinions.
Voice.
Every day I'm hustling, 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 hustling. Every day I'm hustling, 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 every day I'm
This a dollar beat.
BoxingWords.com.
You won the belt with nobody.
BoxingWords.com.
This a dollar beat.
You never gonna get the fight, man. You're a horrible fighter.
BoxingWords.com.
Payday. You want payday. I know that. Oh, look this guy. There's a plan to go for the belt, and I'm coming, man. I'm coming, my friend. Get the fuck out of here, man. Please, get the fuck out of here, man.
BoxingWords.com.
Because I'm gonna fuck you out right now, motherfucker.
BoxingWords.com.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another edition of the Boxing Roy's Radio Saturday morning spontaneous show. As you know, there's been some breaking news. Ryan Garcia forced to pull out of his fight with JoJo Diaz that was scheduled for November 27th, which opens up the door for Devin Haney and JoJo Diaz to dance. Now, the question still remains, will Diaz accept the $1 million offer that has been placed on the table? Now, sources, according to Mike Coppinger, have informed him that Diaz was supposed to make $1.5 million versus Ryan. So you have to think as a businessman here. Do you believe that JoJo would risk that extra $500,000 by facing Haney, or would he rather sit out to fight Ryan to get that extra $500,000? Now, there's a counter argument. Why sit out when you can take the pay cut, face Devin? Obviously, if you think you can beat him, beat him. Now go into the Ryan fight and get more than $1.5 million. And I'll say this. Sources have informed me that Ryan was supposed to get $4 million for that JoJo Diaz fight. So I don't know how true that is, because I just can't understand why you would pay Ryan that type of money. He's not a world champion. No disrespect to the man and everything, but you know, he needs to do some stuff in the sport of boxing in order to garner that sort of attention that for whatever reason people keep giving him. You know what I mean? Like, it's sad, but Ryan and fights, it just never's right. Like, it's always something, you know. Javier Fortuna, that didn't work. You know, Linares, that didn't work. The Devin fight, that didn't work. The Tank fight, that didn't work. Now, the JoJo Diaz fight, that did, like, bro, this dude gets so many passes, yo. It's insane to me that this guy has pulled out of more fights than he's fought, and he's still considered a big name in this sport. I don't get it. His biggest name that he's faced is Luke Campbell, who's retired. So honestly, I don't know, man. Someone on Twitter said getting the Ryan Garcia fight is like getting a lottery ticket. And not because you're gonna make the bag, but more because it's that surprise. The person that actually gets it, that actually gets in the ring with Ryan, it's going to feel like you won the lottery because no one really knows when he'll ever step in the ring. No one really knows when things are good, when things are right. You know, one day he's got mental health issues. The next day he's back. The next day his hand's injured. I mean, it's just a lot, man. It's a lot to deal with. This 135-pound division is becoming so bad. You know? It's just depressing. As a fight fan, it's really depressing. But let me give you some of these facts. Devin Haney tells ESPN he's slated to return December 3rd in Vegas. And he hopes it's going to be against Joseph Diaz Jr. If not, Haney said he could possibly fight at 140 and mentioned former champion Victor Postol as a potential opponent. That's a step up for Haney if he takes on either JoJo or Victor Postol. Victor Postol, another former world champion, gave good fights to everybody he's been in the ring with. But I don't want to see Haney do that. I don't want to see Haney move up to 140 and have a non-title fight at 140 for what exactly? To possibly get ranked at 140 and do what? I don't know. But, you know, I don't see what you gain from going to 140, you know? Don't see what you gain from going to 140, especially not fighting Victor Postol. I know he's fought Crawford and Matisse and maybe Jose Ramirez, but that still doesn't make his name ring bells. It still doesn't make his name ring bells because he's been in those fights with those peoples. I mean, no one is really souped up about that. But JoJo, you know, he's had a lot to say. He you know, let me just go to this, right? So, sources, according to Mike Coppinger, say that Eddie Hearn offered JoJo Diaz $1 million for the fight with Devin Haney. Golden Boy hoping to reschedule Garcia Diaz fight in February. Diaz agreed to the deal that pays $1.5 million for Garcia. Now, again, if you're Joseph Diaz Jr., right? Like, how long are you willing to stay out of the ring to get this $1.5 million? You know, you talking February, we're in October. That's a lot of months, man. You can have 2 fights if you want in that amount of time. He hasn't fought since July, which is already, you know, the 7th month, which we're on the 10th month. So he's got 90 days out of the ring. You know, February would be another 120 days out of the ring or so. I don't know that that's a good thing for Joseph Diaz. Pick up both bags, man. Pick up both bags. You know, pick them both up. But you're right, Trey. He can say what he wants on Twitter, but he doesn't run his career, and that is true. They've turned down offers in the past, you know. And when you're thinking about it, I see people saying, well, he's being offered 1.5 for an interim fight. Well, that fight's not on the table anymore. And Teofimo fought for 1.2 or 1.3 versus Loma for a unification. So if Haney's offering you $1 million for a title shot, not bad. Not bad. Jump on it. I mean, listen, Joseph has some very choice words for Haney. Called him some names that we're going to get to that maybe, you know, maybe if he has that energy, maybe that means that he, you know, isn't afraid or wants that fight. But according to Mike Coppinger, and I quote, I think that JoJo would be my best opponent on paper so far. Main thing is making the fight happen. I think he's a good fighter, but I'm on a whole nother level. I hope he doesn't price himself out. The new way of ducking these days is pricing yourself out. So, I don't know. I mean, if you're Devin, do you start taking less money? Do you start offering, people money out of your paycheck just to get those names on your resume? I don't know. But Devin, he can either fight on the 3rd in Las Vegas, or it could be possible other date. But the 3rd seems like a Friday, if I'm not mistaken, right? I'm going to double check that. I think the 3rd is a Friday, though, fellas. December 3rd would be a Friday in Vegas if you're Devin. I don't know. I'd rather the JoJo fight. I'd rather JoJo step up to the plate. I think it's about Dazn also, drawing a line in the sand. They need to talk to Golden Boy and say, listen, too many games already with this Ryan kid. Now you're starting to do that with JoJo. We need a fight from you guys. We can't just have you on this network not doing anything. You're right about that, Rue. Devin just can't catch a break. He needs a decent fight, and he just can't get one. He just can't get one. And at the end of the day, think about us as boxing fans, how good this would be if it came true for us. This just adds to that fourth quarter. This fourth quarter is one of the best in boxing. It reminds me of 2012 right now, I'm telling you. You know what I mean? This is a good year. But we got a super chat from Milwaukee's own Justin Gonzalez, who says, used to like Ryan, stood by the mental, but now thinking emoji, ducking emoji, looking at the duck emoji with the Inspector Gadget, Sherlock Holmes emoji. Like, let's investigate. Shout out for the super chat early in the morning. I put the 60 cents to that $2, get my coffee. Appreciate you. Why not match the 1.5? Obviously, we all know Ryan is allegedly a bigger draw. That's why there's more money in his budget. But it's like I said, if you're Haney, do you just take short money? You making $3 million. Do you take out a little bit of your money and give it to him to make everything all right? Intermission.
BoxingVoice.com.
Dollar-D Beyonce Productions.
Let's get that done.
I've been here before and I know what it takes. Hard work, dedication.
BoxingVoice.com.
Mayweather's he's the best.
Win, lose, or draw, we coming to fight. Can't nobody take that away from us. We're coming to fight.
They do what they can, I do what I want. When you look at how he throws that left hook, it starts out really low. We're going to see what kind of character he has.
And the lefts and rights by Maidana. And it's all Marcos Maidana here. A lot of those punches off his shoulder.
I think anybody out there listening or the key, anybody, you think that that's a dangerous deal to make. I think it's a perfect deal to make.
BoxingVoice.com.
15 minutes. Can you be strong for 15 minutes? Can you? Listen, the concentration is leaving a little bit. Pick it up. Pick it up!
Some things about we got to deal with his body shots. I don't think you want to be that close to us. He's talking about letting the left hook go, then you gonna take the left hook. Let's get that done.
Look, the fire's coming. Are you ready for the fire? Look, we're firemen. Okay. We are firemen! The heat doesn't bother us. We live in the heat. We train in the heat.
BoxingVoice.com.
Let's get that done.
I must be the greatest. What up? We got LV Slugger, who says Ryan won't fight again until Devin and Tio move up to 140 pounds. Damn. I mean, and that's what I'm saying. If you're Ryan Garcia, you got to be pissed off that the world thinks you're ducking, right? It's not even a couple of people. It's the entire world now thinks you're ducking, man. You know, you've become this dude that is known to have an excuse every time you are trying to negotiate a fight. But listen, man, it is what it is, I guess.
These calls are brought to you by Big Rigs Trucking Agency, experts for all your insurance and trucking needs. For quotes and consultations, visit us at brtagency.com or contact us at 908-943-6918.
All right. You know the number to call in if you want to voice your opinion on a topic early in the morning.
Remember to rate us 5 stars on iTunes.
Probably not a lot of West Coasters as they still snuggled in the bed.
Subscribe to youtube.com/theboxingvoice for the latest and greatest interviews with your favorite fighters.
I don't know if Ignorant Boxing is talking to me about shaming fighters. I'm not shaming Ryan. I'm just keeping it 100% true. I mean, name another fighter that's negotiated with Javier Linares, Tank, JoJo. Who am I missing? That's 4 right there. It's a lot of people. None of those fights happened. Y'all don't find that strange? The Javier Fortuna fight didn't happen. The Jorge Linares fight didn't happen. The Tank Davis fight didn't happen. And now the JoJo Diaz fight didn't happen. Am I missing any? I don't know. I mean, and I'm not shaming. I'm reporting the news. Those are all facts. None of those fights took place. All of those fights were mentioned. All of those fights were alleged negotiations. You know, it's pretty much fact, man. But, all right, let's go to Milwaukee. Justin, what's going on?
Remember to rate us 5 stars on iTunes.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Man, I don't know what to think, man. I don't know if he really broke his hand because I just saw him the other day doing that little punch challenge he be doing with the little celebrities. So I'm like, why you punching if you know you got to fight? But I think Haney gonna win if he fights JoJo. And what I'm trying to see, to be honest, is that Tank versus Haney, though. That's the real fight that we need to watch at the 135. But what you think about that fight?
What, Tank Haney?
Yeah.
I mean, I love that fight, but you know that ain't happening. We got Rolly coming up.
I know, but I'm talking for 2022. You think we could get that?
Eventually, I think. They're both young. Devin's younger than Tank, so it's gonna be hard for Tank to have an entire career without having to face Devin. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's just my call. Like I said, I'm standing with him for the mentals, but it's like you got 2 things in 1 year. He ain't fight since 2020, right?
Man. I mean, the Campbell fight is the last fight, I believe.
Yeah, he got dropped in that fight, too. So he got a lot of, I don't know. I used to fuck with him, but not that I don't fuck with him, but it's just, you ain't been in the ring so long. You just gone. You a castaway, like my nigga Wilson. But I'm going to let the other people get on the line. I ain't gonna hog the air, so it's TVV all day.
You already know, Justin, Milwaukee, stand up. Valdez, what up? San Antonio.
Hey, Ness, can you hear me?
Perfect.
Hey, no, interesting show, man. I got on a little late, but I'm interested in that fight. I want to see Haney fight JoJo. JoJo looked big. I saw something on Instagram. It looked like he's bulking up, but that'd be a good fight. But off topic, man, I just want to say shout out to the guy who does your MP3s because it seems like after every show, right away, boom, the MP3's there. So shout out to that guy.
Oh, that's me, champ. I'm on my P's and Q's.
Yeah. I knew you were gonna say that. Yeah, it's me.
No, seriously.
Well, shout out to you, Ness, because you've been knocking them out.
Nah, seriously, it is me.
Yeah,
man.
no, I know it's you. I was just being funny, man. Shout out to you, man, because right after the show, it's like boom, you put it out there, and I appreciate it.
I appreciate you, man. Thank you for tuning in, and thank you for being a Patreon, man. Remember, if you want those MP3s with no ads, sometimes we do 4-hour shows, 5-hour shows. Those people can put a lot of ads in there. Becoming a $15 Patreon gets you, unlimited MP3s, whether it's Untitled, Border Wars, and daily shows. They'll all be there. Ad-less. No ads to interrupt, no ads to get in the way and bother. So definitely, man, support us on Patreon. Remember, that support helps us create new content. We came up with the Border Wars series once we got our Patreon successful, and we've obviously transitioned Border Wars into so much more. We actually have a show on Border Wars today at 11:30 a.m. We'll have Eddie Nevarez, Bola de Grasa, and he's going to be doing his Unguarded. Right now, we're talking Devin Haney versus Joseph JoJo Diaz Jr., and Garcia being out of that fight with JoJo Diaz due to a hand injury. And let me just tell you, again, I follow all of these guys on social media, so you don't have to. JoJo posted a picture of an x-ray of a chicken and circled the limb, which would be the alleged wrist on the chicken, and said that it was Ryan. So when we have the word duck in our poll, it is because his contemporaries feel that way, not myself. That being said, we have a poll right now going live right here on youtube.com/The Boxing Voice, where you should have already pressed the thumbs up button, where you should already be subscribed, and click that notification bell because we went live 3 times yesterday. We have a poll, and that poll reads, what word comes to mind when you think of Ryan Garcia? Is it superstar? Is it duck? Is it great fighter? Or is it fraud? Head on over to theboxingvoice.com, or rather youtube.com/The Boxing Voice, and go ahead and vote. What is unfortunate is that there's 2 choices, 2 positive choices, 2 negative choices, and both negative choices are 44% and 44%. So more people believe he's a duck and a fraud than a superstar and a great fighter, which is unfortunate for Ryan. But again, I ask you, what other fighter in any other division, right? In any other division has had negotiations with 4 of his contemporaries and not been able to secure the fight? Has Charlo ever negotiated with Ryan, or rather Canelo? Because Ryan was negotiating with Tank. Tank would be the equivalent of Canelo in that division. So Charlo never negotiated with Canelo. He couldn't get that fight. Then we move on. Has Charlo negotiated with Andre? Okay. There was an offer sent. Then we move on. Has Charlo negotiated with Marotta, the other champ? Nah. Has he negotiated with Triple G? Nah. Well, they did send him an offer, but Triple G denied. But different, right? Definitely not this case. Like, rather than going down the line, we all know that there's not another fighter. There's not another fighter that's been in 4 separate negotiations that have separately fallen apart. No! It's just never happened. But LV Slugger, what up? LV, what's good? I hear you.
What up?
Chilling?
Yeah, man. I kind of just feel bad on Devin, man, the champ out here. You know what I'm saying? I never seen this, man. Mandatories left and right, dodging become a champion. I just don't get it, man. Like, I don't know. Hopefully he get the JoJo fight, with that Ryan falling through. Hopefully JoJo will get enough, guts to just hop in there with a champion. I don't see why he don't want to be a 2-division champion. So I don't understand. I mean, I guess he was getting paid more with Ryan, but man, Ryan moving real funny out here. I don't know what he got going on. Like, you know, they say he injured, but you can't really take his word for it. Because like when I first seen his videos before I just knew about him, you know, I was a fan. You know, he was posting the videos. You know, I was just enjoying, you know, what he was doing with the pad work. Then you'll see his fights. He was knocking people out. And then, but just understanding the sport and seeing how he moved, man, I can't get behind nothing like this, man. I don't understand what he got going on. You know, after he beat Luke Campbell, he jumping up and down, hopping on Eddie Reynoso's neck like he just won a world title. When the fact is you still haven't become champion. Luke never been a champion, so I don't know what made him so happy. I mean, he had adversity in the fight, so that's probably what it was. But after the fight, come out with the mental when they try to mandate you with Devin. Then you out here talking about you mentally sick. So I let that slide. But fast forward, Devin get the fight with Linares. You know, he had his little adversity in that fight, get buzzed. First thing Ryan do is hop on Twitter and talk about what he woulda, coulda, shoulda did with Devin, when you was the Mando. So that's why I'm like, I can't get behind him. Like, he really acting like a troll. Like, I don't understand how you can be a boxer, you the Mando. Instead of you activating your Mando, you want to hop on Twitter and talk about what you woulda, coulda did. Like, he out here moving like a troll, and then I just came to the realization, like, I don't think he gonna fight till Devin and Tio move up, man. You know, he been wanting the tank fight, so I think he just gonna wait it out till Tio and Devin move up. All them belts get splattered, you know, all over the place, and he gonna try to get a vacant against somebody we never heard of. And I really think that's how it's gonna play out. But we'll see, man. I just can't get with what Ryan doing, man. He moving like a troll to me. But you know, hopefully Devin get the JoJo fight. And, you know, finally one of these Mandos step up, man. But that's all I really had to say.
All right. Thanks for calling in. Let me go on out to who's on the line with me. Looking like I got Joseph. What up, champ?
Hey, what's going on?
Chilling.
I got a question. Is the fight with Ryan off or is it just postponed?
It says off. They trying to reschedule it for February.
So it's not really off. It's just postponed to February.
Ryan has an injury, so he's out. It's up to Joseph. Does he want to reschedule and sit out and wait?
Okay. So Devin Haney and Bill Haney need to make it worth his while to not sit out.
Well,
so if he's got
they offered him $1 million.
But he got offered 1.5 to fight Ryan, right?
Yeah, no belt. You getting a belt and $1 million. You don't think that belt is worth more than the $500,000? Don't your purse go up when you become a champ? Your purse goes up. So if you get that belt, you make more money. So that belt is worth something. That's not, it's not the same as fighting Ryan for nothing. This is a belt. This is the WBC belt. That belt is worth the $500,000 that isn't there. You understand? Or at least that's what I believe.
I mean, you could believe that, but $500,000.
Do you, as a
boxing, I think it's worth it?
As a boxing fan, do you think that WBC belt plus $1 million is not worth it for him? Is that not a better deal than fighting Ryan?
I'm not going to tell this man to take less money.
No, I'm asking you. Don't tell him nothing. What would you do? Would you sit out and wait till February to make an extra $500,000 with no belt, or would you take this belt and $1 million offer and fight in December?
I would tell Bill Haney to match the offer, and I'll take the fight.
Why would you match the offer? There's no belt on you, so you're not valuing my belt. That's what you're saying. Say it out loud. I want you to be honest. You don't care about the belt. Say it.
I care about getting paid and getting the belt.
Well, then the belt is worth something, champ. Why you think Tio had to take less money?
I'm not saying it's not worth something, but if I got something on the table that's paying me more money,
you ain't got nothing. That's what I'm saying. Ryan already said his hand broke, his wrist broke. It's over. That's done. You gonna sit till February? Cool. Go ahead. That ain't a smart business move. Because what if Ryan don't rehab in time? Now you got to push it back and wait some more. So now you out the ring 7 months because you ain't fought since July. I mean, talk to me, champ. You ain't. I mean, that don't make sense to me. Like these dudes is moving at the beat of Ryan. Like Ryan jumps or tells them to jump and they ask how high. That's what you telling me right now. That's what you saying. Ryan with no belt is a bigger fight. JoJo should wait. And if Devin Haney don't match him, it ain't worth it because his belt ain't worth shit. That don't make sense.
It don't make sense to you, but I'm not going to tell him to take less money.
He ain't taking less money when there's a bet on the line that increases your purse. You and I both know that, but that's all good. We debated. I'll get to somebody else. I appreciate you, though. You know, I just want people to know the belt is worth something. We acting like it's not. Like, first of all, there's fighters out here that don't even get paid $1 million till they get a belt. So we acting like this belt ain't worth nothing, and that's crazy right now because it's worth everything. Ask Devin Haney what happened to his purse when he got the belt. John, I need 140-pounder in Michigan. What up?
Hey, how's it going, man?
Chilling.
I mean, I'm not going to front, right? Like, I don't think Garcia is a fraud just because I never really thought much of him, so I can't really say he's a fraud. But, like, I'm not going to lie. Like, if I was in JoJo's position, it's like, you know, depending how long it takes for Garcia to rehab, it's like you might as well fight Haney. But at the same time, like, if he was able to rehab quick and get back and you scoop up that $1.5 million, because I believe he beats Ryan, and then you go into Haney, you get more money. But at the same time, like, I wouldn't put all my chips on Ryan because like, the hand injury to me seems legit. The whole mental health illness thing, I mean, I don't know because I'm not in his head. But, I mean, if you're in JoJo's position, you're in a good position. Personally, I'd like to see the Haney fight because, like, I just want to see Haney fight at this point. Like, I'm okay with not seeing, like, I'm okay with him moving up and fighting Postol. I think that was the name that they were talking about. And to me, that's a good fight because that dude always seems like he's in position to get a title. It's crazy. Never seen anything like that before. But, you know, I think Devin Haney's in a good spot. Hopefully he gets the fight. But other than that, that's my call.
Appreciate you. Got some callers here. We're going to Big Gucci Nick. If you want to call in, don't forget you could do so by adding Nestor Gibbs on Skype to become part of the conversation. You can super chat if you want to say something. Call us up on the landline 1-425-569-5241. Big Gucci Nick, second time. Are you available? We going to LV Slugger that says Ryan won't fight again until, no, we said that. And DSV and company says, Ness, who cares? It's 2 belts. I'm with the money. All right. So you guys don't think the belt is worth anything? Okay, cool. Funny to hear that, you know. But all right.
I said that. Where the ace at? Where the ace at?
Let's start with this. I'm a creative genius.
SDS.
And now, the most dangerous producer on YouTube, Brandon in Houston.
SDS Promotions.
Yo, Ness, I'm 2,000% with you, man. Like, I'm listening to these dudes try to make these excuses. Like, first of all, what is JoJo Diaz's career high? Like, you know, we're not a fan of leaving money on the table, but let's get this. And how much was it?
Oh, you talking about career high purse? I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think his career high purse has ever been $1 million. I don't think he's ever touched $1 million in one fight yet. So, like, for you to say that he should be skipping over another $1 million offer plus a shot at a belt and you the mandatory, like, where's the WBC at? You know what I'm saying? Like, if this dude can't fight, man, how many times can he do this? Like, and I'm talking about Ryan Garcia. Like, how many times can he supposedly negotiate and then pull out of a fight? Like, I never was that guy to subscribe to the idea that it's something to do with cycling or like steroids or something. But when I read an article that said Cater Plant confirmed that Canelo didn't agree to a certain amount of like weeks or window for the VADA testing, he wanted 2 weeks less. So then I guess it looks suspicious to me, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a person that accuse somebody of taking steroids, but it's just like, that seems weird that he keep doing this. Like maybe he took a test and realized, or they took a test and it came back positive, and he didn't want VADA to pop him with it, So now it's something else. But the WBC should be mandating this. Why are we talking about Devin Haney needs to match JoJo Garcia or JoJo Diaz when he the mandatory to the belt? If anything, JoJo Diaz should be asking Golden Boy, like, make this fight. Like, I'm not understanding how JoJo Diaz can get a pass here, and we should be telling Devin Haney to pay him more. Bro, you fought a title eliminator to do what? To fight Ryan Garcia? For what? You supposed to be fighting the champion. You sat there and fought Fortuna. You got the interim championship belt. So now you're going to fight Ryan Garcia instead of the champion, who offered you $1 million and the belt. So, like, I don't understand these dudes, man. They keep making all these excuses. That sounds like some bullshit to me. I'm with you on that, man.
What about my man? It was basically like, I'm like, yo, $1 million plus the belt. Don't that make up the 500,000? Like, and it's like the belt ain't worth nothing.
When you get the belt, your money go up because you the champ. Like, that's common sense. So now when you win the belt and Ryan Garcia was going to pay you 1.5, now what Goldenberg got to come with now? Because I got the belt. And you just won $1 million. And you got the belt. And this Ryan Garcia fight lined up. Like, what's the problem? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, man. If you had to wait for Ryan Garcia, why can't he wait for you? Right? I mean, if I got to fight Devin Haney because you fucked your wrist up, that's fine. Now let me take this belt. Let me take this $1 million. And in December, how about you move the fight back to what? March, April? You can do that for me, right? I just did it for you. So what's the problem, man? I don't get it. If I know I can beat Devin Haney, I'm taking this fight. I'm getting $1 million and I'm getting the belt.
Ignorant boxing in the chat out here protecting Ryan, talking about nobody would take a 500,000 pay cut. Bruh, that fight with Ryan ain't even secure. That's not even a for sure fight. You can't.
Yo, these dudes, man, that's crazy, bro. I don't understand them. They're going out of their way to protect these dudes, man.
Someone tell me what's the guarantee that they fight in February? What's the guarantee? What's the guarantee he's cleared by the doctor? What's the guarantee he still want to fight motherfucking JoJo? What's the guarantee that the Tank doesn't offer him to fight next year? Like, y'all tripping. Having
what is the thing that the surgery it's not bot surgery. Yeah, like it could be a bot surgery, right? He could have a malpractice or something to where he out for another 4 months. Then what? Like what? I don't know. These dudes are crazy. They're crazy. That's like I'm with you, bro. I'll let you get some other callers up, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, mucho loco. These guys, man. I don't understand. I really don't. Ignorant boxing, it's crazy. It's crazy that you're protecting this dude. Who is it that you're protecting? JoJo or Ryan? I'm a little confused here because, you're talking about who would take a $500,000 pay cut. There is no guarantee that money's gonna be there. There's no guarantee that money's going to be there. Like, Tank could easily offer him the fight. They could easily make those negotiations. He could easily decide to fight someone else, like he's been changing his mind. Nothing with Ryan has been set in stone in the last 2 years. Nothing. Everything has been flippy-floppy. In the media, we've seen him go back and forth with Golden Boy. Back and forth with his lawyer, like so much stuff. So to act as if he's this responsible person and we can believe that he's going to be giving JoJo this fight in February, I think it's foolish of us. Real foolish. He hasn't shown us that he's a responsible, reliable person, someone that is trustworthy, that when he says he has a fight, we can believe that and book hotel rooms and flights. He hasn't shown us that. So I don't know. I don't know, but it's strange to me that people are really saying $1 million and a title shot isn't worth it. It's crazy. If this were Charlo, right, they would be saying, oh, take that shot. Put yourself in position. If it was Andre, take that shot. Put yourself in position. I don't know. All good, though. Let me see. Chicago. Who's this?
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Man, what's going on? I'm calling about the damn,
what's your name,
like
Champ?
what you was just saying. JT, my fault.
JT in Chicago, talk to us.
Bro, I'm calling about the caller who said he would rather take the 1.5 that's not even there. And that's definitely not going to be there in February because that's just the timetable for when he come back from the injury. He's still going to have to train for the fight. That's like 3 months. So that money not going to be there in February.
Nah. Technically, Coppinger reported that they want to reschedule the fight for February. So the fight would allegedly take place in February if they were to do that.
Oh, okay, that's cool. But we dealing with Ryan Garcia, so like you said, we never know. And that's the thing that's wrong with boxing, bro. Boxing today got more fanboys than actual fans of the sport, and that's sad because this man said he would rather take the 1.5 that's not even there over just $1 million and a belt, which is gonna bring 1.5 in the future. So like I feel like that's just like that's what's wrong with the sport nowadays. Like it's like people go against facts. It's opinion over facts, and it's more fanboys than actual fans of the sport, and it's sickening.
Well, thank you for calling in, champ. I got you down. We'll address you by name in the future, and we appreciate you choosing us to air it out, man. Get it off your chest, man. Let them know how y'all really feel. And listen, Bill will be joining us a little later after his morning prayer. You know he's on the West Coast, so shout out to Bill, always waking up early to rock out. And, yeah, man, once he comes on, we'll get it on. Right? But let me send him this link that he asked for that I haven't done so yet. And if you haven't already done so, you know what you need to do. Hit that thumbs up button. It's going to help with the visibility of the show. It's going to help this show get in front of the eyes of other boxing fans and potential callers and, you know, let them know this is the spot where we can talk some boxing. Today, we talking Devin. We talking JoJo and Ryan. Yesterday, it was announced that Ryan Garcia suffered a wrist injury, having to pull out of his fight November 27th with JoJo Diaz. Sources told Michael Coppinger they're looking to reschedule that fight for February. But in the interim, Devin told ESPN that he is willing to give, or rather that he's willing to fight JoJo. Eddie is offering JoJo $1 million. The question is it worth more to Dazn and Eddie to give JoJo what he's demanding as a non-titleist? I mean, I don't know, man. Man, I guess we're so far removed from when you needed a belt to make over $1 million. Like, dudes is making $1 million without a belt. Now, Devin is JoJo is a former world champ, so maybe he holds some clout because of that when it comes to the purse department. But let me get to T in Toronto, Canada. Shout out.
What's up, Ness? How you living?
Chilling, baby. Loving Florida. How are you?
I'm on the East Coast still. Getting a little chilly now, but you know how that go.
Mm-hmm.
But so to your point about the belt equaling more than the money, it's true, but that's only if you win. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think these guys are confident that they can beat Devin, and that's why they doing this price bid shit all the time. If you are truly confident, you don't swap the sure for the unsure. You take the M, you fight Devin. You know you're gonna win, or you feel like you're gonna win. Now you have the belt. Now when it's your time, you're the A side. Blah blah blah, so on and so forth. But it's clear as day that these guys, they're not in a hurry to fight Devin Haney. Nobody is, from what I've seen. Even all the way up to the tanks. Like, that's always a thing that, like, yo, we'll wait till later, build that fight up more, so on and so forth. But I don't know, man. Devin just kind of seemed like the boogeyman. But on the flip side of things, at some point, Devin's going to have to shut out a little bit of extra chicken. Because he can't just sit there and not fight all the time, too.
I mean, he ain't going to not fight. He got a date. Dazn gave him a date for December 3rd. It's a Friday. Obviously, if he could get a JoJo, that'll turn into a Saturday. But he got a date. You know what I'm saying? And if he got to fight Maxie Hughes, we taking his belt. But it's always going to be with the storyline that these motherfuckers ducked them. So we fight, and we're going to fight this domestic level champion because they ducking us over here.
See, but fights that he deserves, that's going to catapult him in terms of stardom. You know what I'm saying? Like, skill level wise, he's up there with all of them. But in terms of his notoriety and what he can project, he's not quite there because he hasn't got those high-profile fights because guys are getting away from him. On the same thing I'm kind of saying with JoJo, Devin's going to have to just say fuck it and bet on himself, spend an extra little chicken, beat the shit out of whoever it is that the big name is, and then he'll get his money again on the back end. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes you got to roll the dice a little bit, man. I think for Devin with a skill set like his, he can afford to do it because he can back it up. You know what I'm saying? He can fight what he weighs. But that's just my opinion.
For sure. T. Toronto, man, thank you for calling in. Thank you for the support. Obviously, for those that don't know, we got to meet T at 2017 Appreciation Night, man. So shout out, pulling up. Who we got? Looking like Maldonado, New York City, waking up. Where the West Coast at, man? Come on, man. Wake up, man. Y'all over there asleep and shit.
What he done to the boxing world to be number one in the junior weight division.
Yo, top of the morning, man. Top of the morning was good.
What up?
Yo, this is why I have an issue every time when people try to put Ryan Garcia and mention him and say that he's part of the new Four Kings. He's not. Lomachenko should be there instead of him. Ryan Garcia is this generation's Chavez Jr. He's this generation's Butterbean. He's a sideshow. And, I'm tired of him. Everybody keeps mentioning him amongst the best fighters at 135, and he's not, bro. I think Richard Comey beats him. I think George Kambosos beats him. I think a lot of these fighters beat him. You know what I'm saying?
George
he might lose to
there go this dude Teofimo. That's your Teofimo bias, man.
Yo, George Kambosos. Let's not talk about George Kambosos. Bottom line is Ryan Garcia.
Come on, man. My man ain't even knocked out Shelby.
You mentioned a fight. You mentioned a fight. Yeah, Shelby's better than everybody that Ryan Garcia beat. What are you talking about?
Man,
Ryan Garcia, you left out a fight
boy,
that
man.
he also.
Shelby a little boy compared to Luke Campbell, man. Stop it. You wilding right now.
Mickey Bay, okay, from the Mayweather gym. He beat him also. But like I was saying, Ryan Garcia, you missed the fight that also never materialized. Remember, they was talking about him and Manny Pacquiao. That's another fight.
Oh, yeah, that's another one. You're right.
The Tank Davis fight, the Manny Pacquiao fight.
Fuck for fights that never happened.
Listen to this. Manny Pacquiao, Gervonta Davis, Javier Fortuna, JoJo Diaz, and what's the other guy's name that Devin Haney beat? Linares. That's 5 people right there. Yeah, man. And now because of that, Devin Haney's going to fight Maxie Hughes, whatever, you know what I'm saying?
Maxie Hughes,
yeah.
Ducking him out in these streets, in these
man. The only one at 135 that fights anybody is Teofimo, man.
Nah,
you know what I'm saying?
Nah.
Yeah, he beat Lomachenko.
He only fight in-house, man. Stop.
Yo, dog, I heard Bill Haney's coming to the show today, right?
Yeah. Call me when your man fights somebody outside of in-house, all right?
Yo, you got to get Moonshine on the show today so he can roast Bill Haney again, man.
Nah. Moonshine is delusional like you, man.
Nah, man, Moonshine see the truth, bro.
The truth?
Come on, man. But like I was saying,
it's gonna be a good month for boxing, bro. We got a lot of good fights coming up to the end of the year. I can't wait for that Crawford. That's the I mean, Teofimo's gonna make it look easy, but George Kambosos is a good fighter. He's a heck of a fighter, man. Tremendous fighter, undefeated. But I can't wait for Crawford versus Porter, bro. I got a feeling that Crawford and Porter is gonna be the fight of the year, and I think Terrence Crawford is gonna stop him.
Fight of the year happened last night, man.
My man, those are. It's not over yet, bro. The year's not over, man.
Fight of the year happened last night, man. They stole the show from the week last week. And that's what I was saying yesterday. I got to check that one out. That's what I was saying yesterday. Dudes so quick to call dudes warrior. Ain't nobody said Joet Gonzalez a warrior yet.
I didn't see that fight. I got to check it out.
No, of course you ain't see it because you ain't a real boxing fan. You a name chaser. Teofimo and them.
No, come on, man. I'm a historian, bro.
Wow, then.
I had to work it overnight.
You know the history of the big names, man.
You a funny dude, man. I give it to you. You do watch. Yo, you watch everybody. I ain't gonna lie to you because I never heard of F.A. Ajagba at all until you started talking to him. You always mention that dude. I'm like, who the hell is he? But yeah, you know.
Damn,
but
you ain't heard
Ryan
of
Garcia, man. Yo, Ness, you know what it is? I don't really follow the heavyweights like that now. I just started following them.
Yeah.
But you know, the heavyweight division is kind of weak right now, man. I just want Fury
it's about to get
just
right,
finish
man.
everybody off.
Listen, it's gonna be. Remember when Vlad had to get dethroned and then it got spicy? That's gonna happen once Fury walk away, bro. We got a lot of decent heavyweights on the up. Like you got Solomon Dakaris, Dillian White, you know Jeremiah Milton,
Andy.
You know who else is young?
This is better than the last era. I ain't gonna lie to you. This is definitely better than the Klitschko era. That shit started turning around when Fury beat Klitschko. Even though Fury's the best heavyweight, that was a boring fight.
Look,
when Joshua beat him,
they calling me delusional because I said Joet a warrior. That's what I'm saying. See, y'all pick and choose who's warriors, man. Y'all whack, man. Bunch of weird.
Yo, Joet, believe it or not, Joet gave Shakur, even though Shakur hasn't had a tough fight yet, but he gave him one of his better fights.
Shakur
Joet Gonzalez.
Joet looked great last night. I just wish he ain't get that eye injury so we could have really seen what would have went down because he was fighting like a dog.
Believe it or not, that win that Shakur has over Shakur's resume is not that bad. A lot of people don't talk about it. Joet Gonzalez was a good win.
That's the biggest win.
Even better now.
That's the biggest win, and he beat Pitufo, right?
Yeah, Pitufo. He beat the Puerto Rican guy. That was a decent win.
They stayed passing Pitufo around, poor guy.
Yo, you know, pisses me off. At one point, they was labeling him as the next Puerto Rican. Like Puerto Ricans haven't had.
That's all y'all got. That's all y'all got. So they have.
We haven't had. Yo, dog. We haven't had an elite. No, I know, but we haven't had an elite fighter in a minute. The last one we had was from Philadelphia. Danny Garcia was the last one. Edgar Berlanga, come on, bro. Come on, my man. I'm sorry to say. Edgar Belanga's already taking the Adrian Broner route before even becoming a champion, man. He ain't going to last long.
That's the problem.
I like Berlanga, but the truth is the truth, bro.
That's the problem about it. You're already trying to wash your hands of him just because he got dropped and shit.
It's not about that, bro. It's not about that,
Imagine all the millions of Wilder fans. Imagine the millions of Wilder fans if they turned day back.
It's about the lifestyle. I'm talking about the lifestyle, bro. You know, whenever I'm gonna give you an example. I'm gonna give you a history. When Oscar De La Hoya was coming up, he was running through everybody, right? And then he had one fight where he didn't look good. He went the distance against John Molina, who made him look bad. And what Oscar De La Hoya did, he tightened up. He started getting new trainers. He improved. He came back and became a world champion. After that fight that Berlanga had where he went the distance for the first time, that guy should have been living in the gym working on his craft instead of taking pictures with Fat Joe and the rappers. You understand? That's my problem, man.
We train when we train. We could take pictures when we do, man. Listen, I got to go, but he got to do both things, bro. You going to tune in to watch him lose, so he's still doing his thing, man. You tuning in to watch him lose. We see you. We see you, B. That's crazy. They jumping off the Berlanga train already, man. Damn, my Gene Bay.
Nice, you hear me?
Yeah.
Real quick on Berlanga, I do think he should go to Salas. I'd like to see him switch it up a little bit.
Man, tell my man go to Derek James, man. He a puncher. Go with a dude like Crunk or Derek James, man. They work well with punchers. Salas is a boxer.
Yeah, but it's fundamentals, and you saw on last Saturday that's what he needed. He needs fundamentals. My man is all over the place. His footwork is horrible too.
Nah, man, he need to learn how to set up his power, homie.
Bro, he doesn't throw no jab. He doesn't set anything up.
We saying the same thing. He need to learn how to set up his power. So why go with a boxer? Why go with a boxer? You go with a dude that knows how to work with punchers, and you teach the puncher how to fight.
You saw what he did with Joe Joyce. It's the same thing. I'm telling you. And he don't forget that.
Right, he made Joe Joyce into a boxer. He had Joe Joyce fucking jabbing a million jabs in the Dubois fight.
And what happened?
Brother,
what happened?
We ain't trying to change. We ain't trying to change Berlanga. Berlanga brings excitement with the knockouts, man.
Well, listen, I'm hoping for the best because I do like him, but I don't know. Salas would be my pick, but maybe you're right. Maybe Crunk would be a good option. Yo, but to JoJo, I'm gonna be honest with you, and I don't know why you're surprised that fans are saying that these belts ain't worth shit, because to the majority of us, these belts ain't worth shit.
Man, WBC
we don't care.
Always gonna be prestigious, man. I don't care what y'all say.
It's because the fighters want it. Not because we say, okay, yeah, he's a champion because he has a WBC. Those belts don't mean shit. They pay those sanction fees just because they want to pay him. That's a waste of money.
Nah, man.
Either way, I wouldn't take the 500,000 pay cut either, because in reality you got to be realistic, and I think JoJo is. Does he have a better chance of beating Ryan or beating Devin? Beating Ryan. So they're both on the same street. They both have the same promoter. They can make that you act like that fight won't happen down the road. That fight will happen. These guys have to come with the extra 500,000. That belt doesn't mean shit.
So you want JoJo to sit out for 7 months waiting on Ryan?
Listen. If they're gonna lowball me, yeah, bro. If they're gonna lowball me, of course.
Nah, man.
Listen, you don't even gotta come at me.
Right,
no.
You ain't
what
doing
do you mean?
I'm telling you. I'm gonna give you an example. Didn't Floyd Mayweather take his fight to MGM once they gave him a Bugatti? That's what he's doing. He's giving you a title shot plus $1 million. Like, I'm giving you money to fight here, plus here's this fucking car as a gift, man. Stop it. Like,
no. You're not gifting him.
This is duck logic. Thank you, Savant. It's duck logic. You're trying to find logic in ducking the best fight.
Stop it. The belt is not a Bugatti. He's not giving him anything. He has to earn that.
Get the fuck out of here. The belt it's the fucking belt Muhammad Ali had. Floyd Mayweather had. Mike Tyson had.
Nobody cares about the belt.
We care about the belt.
You said the belt is a Bugatti. He's not being given that. He's not being given that. He has to earn that. And you're cutting $500,000. $500,000. Get the fuck out of
here. We care about the fight. We care about the belt. That's you that don't care about the belt.
No, you care about Devin, because that's your man. Those belts don't mean shit, though.
Bro, you just don't care when people ducking if it ain't your favorite fighter. If this was Rigo, you'd be saying a whole nother shit.
Nah. I say the same thing always. Those belts don't mean anything. And I've stated this point many times.
I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna defend Devin every day. You know why? Because every time Ryan puts down a fight, Devin comes and takes that shit. Ryan ain't want Javier. Devin was trying to fight Javier.
He was really trying to fight Javier. Okay, when JoJo had to go in and step in.
Javier, the one that went with he went with JoJo. Oh man, I can't.
I wish he was my best friend, bro. I wish he was my best friend.
Javier goes with JoJo. Is Devin's fault. Campbell chooses
Devin ducked, bro.
Yo, Campbell clearly chose fucking Ryan. It's Devin's fault. You know, so Linares and Ryan couldn't make a fight. Devin fought him. Ryan and JoJo can't make a fight. Devin trying to fight him. That is the point.
Listen, I'm not talking about Ryan. I do think Ryan is a duck. When I think about Ryan, he's a duck. You made the poll. I do think he's a duck. That's not talking about JoJo. I don't think JoJo's a duck. I think you got to treat JoJo the right way. Give him $1.25 million. I bet you he takes that fight.
Man, get the fuck out of here, bro. Listen to me. Teofimo Lopez got 1.3 to fight Lomachenko for multiple belts. You trying to get this dude more money than Teo got for a tougher fight. You are a fucking duck logic at his best.
Get the fuck out of here, man. Please.
You trying to make logic out of that, bro. Like, get out of here. Teo got less money with one belt in a unification in a tougher fight, man.
He also had a promoter that was not backing him, that thought he was gonna lose. Yes or no?
Yo, Champ, I'm going to other callers, man.
He's deleted.
This guy, bro. This is the shit that y'all on today, man. Y'all crazy. Bill, I hope this ain't you on the phone, because all right, whatever. We could do it phone. Even though it's better on video, man. We do better numbers on video, man. This Bill Haney?
No, man. This is the sequel.
The sequel. Let me make sure I got this down.
First time calling, man.
All right, Champ. Apologies about that. I was expecting Bill Haney, and you have a Las Vegas number. But, yeah, man, let's jump into it. What is your name?
Look, man, this is the sequel, man.
Oh, the sequel.
And I love your show. First time. This is like my fourth time watching your show. Really dig your style, man. I like you keeping the buck. And, man, I'm gonna just say this, bro. This is, a lie doesn't care who tells it. Who says 1.5 was on the table? Are we seriously gonna buy that?
Yeah.
Ryan last fight, he only made $200,000 against Luke. JoJo last fight, he only made close between $250 and $300. And they both gonna be on the app. This fight was gonna be on the app. $1.5 million? Where is that coming from? Just because
it's coming from Coppinger.
Because Mike puts. That's my point. He puts it on Twitter, and it's the gospel. That doesn't make any business sense. It's cap because they knew that Devin offered a meal ticket. It's cap because they knew Devin offered before JoJo, when Devin and JoJo was going back and forth. Devin offered JoJo a meal ticket, and they know that. And they come out with this bogus number, 1.5. Tell me the worth in these two fighters fighting. It's a duck. It's for unduck-sputed. That's what it is. Un-D-U-C-K sputed, bro. Because, again, Ryan in 2019 was just bitching about not making good money. And he ain't fought that many times since. Like twice. He's only made $250,000.
And I feel like last year Tank was laughing at him about the red car, like he still had payments on it.
Yes.
But Champ,
exactly.
I gotta let you
so
go. I got the man of the hour, BH, Bill Haney. Bill, what up?
Hey, what up, Ness? What up, man? Shout out to you, man, and the boxing voice, everybody in the channel, in the chat, my brother. How are you?
I'm good, man. Debating with these fools, man. They trying to make sense out of this, and I don't know, but I'm being told by my producer that there's been an official press release that got posted, saying the fight is postponed and not canceled. So it looks like Diaz won't take the Devin fight, and Devin's gonna instead have to fight Postal at 140.
No, I'm not sure. I just got up. I just woke up. I haven't seen anything. Last thing that I known last night that we were still waiting to hear from JoJo Diaz.
Now, on Twitter, he definitely said, reach out to MTK and this time send a term sheet or something like that. Like, have you done that? Because you're saying you're waiting for them. He's telling you on Twitter to reach out to them.
Well, we've reached out to them on numerous occasions, and he knows it, right? And
you doing video today? Could we get this video? Because they do better on the video. People like seeing your face. Or you in the bed. I mean, it's up to you. If you chilling on the West Coast, I get you. I appreciate you getting up early for us anyway.
Yeah.
All
Hold
right.
on one second.
Nah, stay in the bed then. Don't worry about it. We appreciate you, man. next time.
Hold on. Yes, sir.
He's back. What up, Bill?
Let's see. It's. Let me see. I don't know why is it cloudy.
That's
that.
That's the what's it called? You got to get closer or turn it sideways. I think. There you go. Now it's clear.
Hold on. Let me get situated, good brother. Let's see. Hold on. Boom. Ness, we good?
We're perfect, man. You look excellent. Thank you for joining us this early over there on the West. I know it's 7-11 right now?
Sheesh. Yeah, it's early, but boxing is a 24-hour grind, you know what I mean?
Definitely.
Yeah.
So, to be clear, you're not reaching out to MTK. It's going to be the other way around, you're saying?
No. What I'm saying is that Eddie has reached out to MTK. He has a relationship with MTK. He's reached out to them on numerous occasions to make this thing happen. JoJo Diaz came on the Boxing Voice and said that we're going to do everything to make this fight happen, right? And then we ended up hearing in the press that he was pursuing Ryan Garcia. The thing about this 1.5 being offered, it's an in-house. The numbers that they're reporting, right, aren't concrete. You know what I mean? We can't confirm that the point numbers. We know that they're rumors. So it's a rumor that he might get 1.5 at a later date. But when you're talking about being a partner to Ryan Garcia, how many partners have been left at the altar? How many partners have been left at the altar?
No, we were talking about that. I mean, he's been negotiating with Pacquiao, Tank, failed negotiations with Pacquiao, failed negotiations with Tank, failed negotiations with Linares, failed negotiations with Javier, and failed negotiations now with JoJo Diaz.
Yes, absolutely. So I always learn, a bird in the hand beats two in the bush. You know what I mean? We respected the fact of that he had something lined up. He came on the Boxing Voice and said, this is the fight that he wants to make, and let's make it happen. It's his biggest payday thus far. He hasn't gotten paid more for anyone else that he's fought, so I don't know. I don't see the problem.
Bill, obviously your son is young and he's making a ton of money, so maybe it doesn't bother him, right? Maybe like to him it's like he's not at the point where he's losing the love for the sport because his contemporaries won't fight him because he's still getting to support himself and his family. Or is he starting to get bitter that it's always this difficult to get a fight?
No, I mean, if you follow the history of boxing and you follow what TBE, Floyd Mayweather went through early on in his career, I mean, they have some eerie similarities in terms of that. You know what I mean? So we've also listened to, GOATs like Andre Ward, who said, heavy is the head that wears the crown. This is to be expected. And you just have to show resiliency and show the character that you possess through these kind of times.
When are you going to have a revisited conversation with Team Ryan Garcia? Because it seems like anytime the question of Devin versus Ryan gets posed, the defensive answer is, well, both parties agreed that they'll wait till they can maximize. So when is it the right time for that fight? And when do you feel that you can maximize? And why hasn't that conversation been revisited so that they can stop saying that you agreed not to fight until you can quote unquote maximize?
Well, that was all bullshit in the first place, on the behalf of the WBC saying that we wanted to wait. There's the champion can't wait. If the mandatory says that they want to fight in the barn, right? If they want to fight wherever they want to fight, right? You have to fight. You have to fight them, or you have to drop the belt. You lose the belt, right? So if they want to make the fight happen, and they offer to fight in a barn, right? You have to provide a better venue. Mm-hmm. You have to provide more money, or you lose the fight, right? You lose the position, right? So we could have went to purse bid and made that fight happen with Ryan if Ryan wanted to make it happen. You see what I mean? So it comes down to the fighters actually agreeing to make the fight happen.
So let's talk this Victor Postal thing. Help me make it make sense. Why Postal? Why 140?
You know what I mean? We've looked all over the 135. We're looking at the 140-pound division. We're looking at guys that are 130 that want to step up. You know what I mean? We've looked at everybody, Ness. You know what I mean? I've had conversations with you as well, and we're open. You know what I mean? Devin is ready. You know what I mean? He's a fighter that possesses the kind of skills to make the adjustments against anybody. Victor Postal is a fighter that I believe is Victor Postal a former world champion?
Yeah,
no?
yeah.
He
beat Lucas Matisse for the WBC in a vacant title fight. Then he unified and lost to, or attempted to unify, and lost to Crawford.
And then lost to Crawford. Yeah. I mean, I don't see. Like I said, when I talked to JoJo, right, and we talked to him on the Boxing Voice, he said, "Let's do everything," and he said, "Let's not let the powers that be get in the way of making this fight happen." Do you remember that, Ness?
Yeah, but that was before this alleged $1.5 million offer, though.
See, one thing we can say is alleged.
Yep.
An alleged 1.5. So if they say that they were going to pay him 2, if they say that they were going to pay him 2.5, 3, are we supposed to go with that? The fight is off, right? And it's a chance for him to pick up both bags if he believes in himself.
Now, is the Postal fight like to test the waters? Because I know they just sound Montana Love. Is that the direction you're trying to go towards? Is it because
no, the direction we're going is towards Mikey Garcia.
Okay.
We're headed to the fight. Right now, today we'll be at the fight tonight. You know what I mean? And I always talked about Mikey Garcia as being, you know what I mean, a future Hall of Famer, right? Hell of a talent. Still has a lot in the tank. And we're gonna go take a look at him.
But Mikey's fighting at 147 today.
No, I thought he was fighting at 140.
Really?
I didn't know. I thought he was fighting at 140. But you're probably right.
I don't know. Let's find out. I just assume he was fighting at 47. He's been there for so long. Let's see. Catch weight, 144, 143. That's pretty high, though. I guess he's working his way down to meet you, huh?
Yeah, I think so. I think Mikey Garcia and Devin are on a collision course.
Not for this year, though.
Not this year. Next year.
Okay.
Right.
So
it's
December.
Mikey, I would believe that it's Mikey that's available right now, and I think that it's more on our part, on Haney's part in terms of getting ready for that fight. I'm sure Mikey is ready. You know what I mean? Like you said, he's been 147 pounder. Coming down to 140. I think he'll still be strong. It's about Devin and us working our way up to 140 and being confident in that fight.
That's a tough fight.
Oh, absolutely.
Mikey's a puncher.
Motherfucking right. Huh?
He's a puncher.
You're motherfucking right. And he can take a punch too. So you know what I'm saying? He's not no chump. He's not no chump at all. So I would like to test the waters at 140 for sure.
Postal's tall and long, man. And he's a decent boxer. I mean, he hasn't, he gave everybody a little bit of trouble, even Crawford, but he got bodied by Crawford. But, I think that Ramirez fight was tough. Didn't he fight Cepeda too?
Postal is
he's more risk than reward,
I don't want to call
though. Huh? Like, honestly, he's more risk than reward. Like,
well, listen, anything at 140, right, is going to be risky. Us going up, you know what I'm saying? It's because we haven't fought it that way. We fought at 135 for so long. So if that comes, he's the kind of guy that we're looking at. We haven't heard anything from the Postal team uh, about it, but he's somebody that that's on our radar.
Oh, so there's no talks with Postal. It's just someone you would like to get in there with.
Yeah.
Damn. So who is? Because I mean, December's around the corner. We're talking about 2 months. You got a date for December 3rd. Is there anyone that's received a term sheet yet?
Well, the thing about it is, like I said, is before if we had sent out the term sheet or agreed to fight one of the other fighters, then a JoJo Diaz would come along and say, well, we weren't available, or, you know what I mean? It would be an excuse. You know what I'm saying? So God has worked, God is always working, right? And Allah knows best. It's good that we haven't scheduled a fight, because the real fight that we want is to defend against JoJo Diaz, as JoJo Diaz being the mandatory.
Well, Muhammad.
Why, you don't think the fight gonna happen? You don't think it's gonna happen?
Which one?
Devin and JoJo Diaz. I think it's gonna happen.
I mean, look, if we going off of what you're saying, that the money isn't real or could possibly not be real, but Golden Boy put out, a press release saying that their fight is rescheduled. So, I don't know.
So when did they put out the press release?
Yesterday. But from what I'm reading, it's talking more about the reason. It doesn't say that it's postponed, so it just says that he's got to have surgery.
Well,
and that's what I'm saying. Look at this quote. I promise early 2022 I'll return bigger, faster, stronger than ever. It's like, if I'm JoJo, how do I sit out and wait on that?
Right.
That doesn't sound concrete. So basically, you telling me Dazn said no to Maxie Hughes?
No, I didn't say that. I said that we haven't. Maxie Hughes is, in my opinion, he's an option, but he's probably one of the last options.
Got you.
If that's okay to say.
Nah, I mean, it is what it is. You're looking for bigger and better things. I understand. I just don't know. I just don't know that
I'm
Victor
not taking anything away from. Never do I take anything away from, a fighter like Maxie Hughes, who's, you know what I mean, the Miracle Man, who's, looking to defy odds. You know what I mean, a real success story out of the UK. You know what I mean, someone that has shown a lot of resiliency and and want to be a champion. He's called out Devin. You have to respect. If you don't respect the people that call him out, then what are we doing? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. We talk about guys that don't want to fight, but what about the guys that do raise their hand? The Jorge Linares of the world, the Gamboas of the world, and even the Maxie Hughes of the world.
Yeah, I mean, I'm reading this, and Ryan even says it himself. We're postponing my fight for a couple of months, so it's like that's not even a definite anymore. But I mean, listen, other than resume, other than Victor Postal's resume, what do you think is the difference between he and Maxie Hughes in terms of like name recognition, popularity, and what you get out of it?
Just the opponents that Victor Postal has been in the ring with, the champions, him being a former world champion as well. You know what I mean? The danger, you know what I mean, that he would possess. I mean, I think he's more of a puncher than Maxie is. Is he not? Or are they both pretty much boxers? I don't know too much about Postal either.
Postal's decent, but I just don't think that, it's like his name value, like you'll get credit from hardcores. They're going to look at it. Postal gave some trouble to Josh Teller, but he hasn't fought in a year, so if you're going to get him now, it's definitely the right time. Who else he been in? Wasn't he in there with Regis maybe? I know Crawford.
No, I don't think he was in there with Regis.
Oh, he was in there with Lundy,
Lundy,
so
yep.
he got a lot of names on his resume, But, you know, he's not an easy fight. How tall is Devin?
Devin is 5'9", 5'8.5", 5'9".
Yeah, this
I
dude's
think he's 5'11" or something like that.
He is 5'11". He is 5'11". Yeah. And what's Devin's reach? Let me see what I got here. I got Devin
71.
at 70. Damn, this dude's got a longer reach. Then with the pad and the glove.
So what's that guy's reach?
73.5.
Yeah. Those are bigger guys, man. Those are bigger guys up there. So you know what I mean?
Yeah, and this guy's not worth it though. It's like you about to take all this risks with this dude for no belt, and he brings no name recognition. Like, this dude's not a Paulie Malignaggi. Like, you know, he doesn't bring the recognition, in my opinion. I could be wrong, man. I might have to do a poll on that. I don't know.
Right.
I tell you what, it's a good fight, a good next development step, because he's a good fighter. He's a good boxer. It's going to be interesting. He can box, and he's kind of awkward. I remember that, like, little jumpy style.
Yeah.
Is he a southpaw? Yeah. No, he's orthodox.
No, he's orthodox. He's orthodox. But like you said, though, you know, when you talk about a young fighter, a champion in Devin, then you start looking for ways to develop him even more. You know, you think of ways to get him ready for big fights. You know, like a Mikey Garcia. You know, and Victor Postal more than qualifies to me as that kind of fight. And I never want to use the word stepping stone. I just want to say it would be a great next fight. Just like I believe that career-wise that JoJo Diaz is a great next fight for Devin as well, you know?
Damn, man. I wish Postal could come down so he could defend that title, man. Don't make sense, man. 140. I get it. I mean, if the next step is Mikey, then I understand it. But I mean, listen, if you could beat Postal, you probably could beat Mikey.
Absolutely.
Two different styles, though. See. I'll be clear about that. But definitely, they're two boxers, though. Postal got a decent jab,
Mikey is a puncher.
They saying why I'm trying to avoid Postal. Because he been out for a year, and I know you fucking trolls is going, once he beat him, he was out for a year. He took him off a layoff. You think I don't know how y'all work? I know how y'all work. Bunch of weirdos, man. That's all they going to do. Well, Postal, he dusted Postal off. They always getting fighters out of nowhere. Nah. We going to take Maxie Hughes' belt. That's who I want.
Absolutely, but I appreciate you, Ness. If you hear anything else, man, be sure to keep me posted. You know, the boxing voice is so real that I come on here to get my news to see what we doing tomorrow. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. We gonna see, man. I've been reaching out to Joseph Diaz, see what if we could get him on, because he has so much to say on Twitter, man. It's like, come on, make this fight, man. Don't tell me now you about to wait for Ryan. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Postal, and but the thing about Postal, he went the distance with Crawford. You know what I'm saying? So anytime that and Crawford is a beast for real. So we know that he has a beard on him. Mm-hmm. Postal. So you're right about Postal, man.
Nah, he got a beard, and he has a lot of heart, man. He's a fighter. He's a fighter. But let me get to some of these calls. Bill, man, thank you for joining us and just updating it. Updating us. We always appreciate you, man.
Absolutely, man. And listen, they this guy, Joseph Diaz, tell him stop using the word bitch. You know what I mean? Calling everybody bitches. And
that's what I said. Like, how do you call someone that, but then you ain't signed the fight? Like, take this fight.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy to me. He should have more respect. You know what I'm saying? Than that, we showed him respect. You know what I'm saying? We've never said nothing bad about him as a fighter and what he brings to the table or nothing. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. He said something about that. We never sent over something. You know what I mean? Like, he keeps changing this narrative. Now, you know what I mean? It's not the money that, he's going to get more money for fighting Ryan Garcia. Man, come on, man. He's just making up excuses, man. You know what I mean? And as much as I hate it because I like the things that he stands for and he represents in terms of talking about family, man. But we gonna have to call him a duck, man. If it walks like a duck and talks like a duck, then that's just what it might be. You know what I mean? Once you see if you can get him back on here on the Boxing Boys, can we work this thing out?
We definitely trying. I got one for you though. They said this is from Gil, Castle Hill Gil in New York. He says, I respect BH for trying to develop Devin properly, but I agree with Ness. Too much, not enough reward. And I'm assuming he's talking that Postal fight, man. Is there another option? You know, you said Hughes, Postal. There's nothing else.
No, it's getting to the point that, you know what I mean, it won't. What they're not looking for is for Devin to be in a fair fight. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
It's at that point. You know what I mean? And we're getting to the point that, you know what I mean, if the odds swing a little bit on the other side, you know what I mean, we're almost willing to step up and take those kind of chances now. You know what I'm saying? So just based on Devin's skills that he, you know, and if a fighter like Postal brings out that next level in Devin, then so be it, you know?
So there is no other option yet that you're looking at other than Postal?
Oh, other than at 140, of course, we know that Maxie Hughes is signed to Matchroom, right?
But that's 135. That, right? So and that's two names.
Is
there any other names? That's two names. Is there any other names? Because I don't want to read a Coppinger tweet talking about, oh, Devin is considering blank.
No. So not as of now. You know what I'm saying? I can't off the top of my head this morning just say, though. No, I went to sleep thinking that it's a chance that we were talking about JoJo Diaz. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And then I woke up and you were the first thing that I've seen is now that this is a chance that it might not be. You know, so I would want to know why, right? Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And I would want to know, well, then who is he going to fight? Who would JoJo Diaz fight before that, or would he just wait on Ryan Garcia?
7 months out the ring if he waits, man. He fought in July, so it's a long time. Long time to wait.
Absolutely, King. Well, I appreciate you.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much,
Thank you to the Boxing Boys.
All right.
For sure, brother.
Later.
All right, bless. Peace.
There you have it. Bill Haney, shout out for joining us. Let's go out to the callers. I got Hawk in Maryland. What up? Hawk, Maryland.
You got me?
I got you.
Hello?
Yes.
Oh, you got me. Okay. All right. Damn, I forgot some of the stuff I was about to say, but I did see not Haney, but Teofimo on Game on Punch Drunk last night, like 2:00 in the morning, bro. And he beefing with not beefing, but it's going to be a problem with Hearn because Hearn is promoting that fight as unified, not as what Teofimo call itself undisputed. Yeah. So
ain't gonna be
he
no
was
problem.
talking about that last night.
Ain't gonna be no problem. Tell him if he don't like it, pull out the fight. See what happens.
Yeah, that's what he was saying last night. He was a little pissed that Eddie Hearn promoted it unified. But I still want to go back to what you was talking about earlier, bro. Boxing, like I told you before, boxing has the worst fans, bro. Boxing has the worst fans. What other sport, any other sport, where you see, football, do you see the fans being mad because they want to know that the team ain't making enough, so they don't want them to go for the Super Bowl? You see basketball fans telling the basketball players, don't go for the championship because all of y'all not making enough. I mean, it don't make no sense. The boxing fans are telling the boxers not to fight for what they've been practicing for all their life to get to a championship, and then they get to the championship and don't do it, and they got the fans backing them up. When I was coming up, we boxing fans pressed for Holyfield Mike Tyson fight. We pressed those fights. These fans are making excuses for boxers for money that they don't have no part of. They're not getting none of the money. So what difference do he make? What difference does it make what JoJo Diaz gonna make for whoever he fighting? Ain't none of the people calling in getting a dime out of it.
They just don't want him to fight that person. Whenever a boxing fan says the fighter ain't getting enough money, it's because he don't want that fighter to fight.
That's right. But do you see that in any other sport?
Nah, man. Nah.
Golf. I go to golf. I go to anything. Do you see Serena Williams? They play tennis. I've never heard of their fans telling them don't play because y'all not getting paid enough. I just ain't never heard it. It's only in boxing, bro. And the boxing fans somehow have a delusion in their mind that they getting part of the check because it don't make no sense. Where were they at when
Sorry about that, champ, but everybody's on a time limit. I got to get back on cue because I am 6 minutes over. We were supposed to end this show. I got a Unguarded for my Border Wars series scheduled with Eddie Bola de Grasa. Supposed to be at 11:30, so I'm going to put everybody on and let you get a quick call, but I got to go. Davidian.
Yo, what's good, Ness?
Talk to me.
Man, I don't know. I mean, the whole JoJo Diaz, Ryan being hurt. I mean, he needs to just step up to the plate and just fight Devin Haney. What's the problem? Instead of waiting, like, who else is he going to fight? So, I don't know. I think he needs to fight Devin Haney. I'm not sure who these dudes are that, are so high on Teofimo. He was supposed to have been fight camp, bro, so it's like, I don't know. But yeah, that's my call. God bless you, Ness.
All right. Thank you for calling in. Mr. PBC, what is up? Are you available?
Mr. PBC, baby.
BoxingWords.com. I'm the flyest. Canelo talking about he believe he can win. Go to my kitchen. Get the sharpest knife and cut the bullshit up. I don't care what you do good. I do every fucking thing great.
Mr. PBC, baby.
Yo, what's good? So the first caller, there's definitely people in boxing and in other sports, UFC, who are borrowing money just to make fights because they don't get paid enough. Definitely when it comes to Bill Haney, I do understand his way of moving. Definitely if he sends the contract of himself, which his company, and then expect his own to do it. I think what JoJo wants is just a real contract of Dazn of what they're gonna do and what they're gonna pay. Exactly, because I think how last time is you get the contract, you sign it, and then he gives it back to Dazn and they agree. I think he wants the full agreement contract. That's my call.
All right. Well, thank you for that. But Michael Coppinger is reporting that Eddie offered that money. We got it is wait a minute. Oh, okay. Johnny in Oakland. What up?
Yes, good morning.
Buenos dias.
Buenos dias. Just wanted to touch on yesterday's topic, if it's not too late, about Shelly Finkel making that, the long count reference. One thing I don't see nobody talking about is that round 9 where the fucking doctor is in the middle of the ring checking Deontay Wilder at the start of the round. Yeah, the doctor's supposed to check all fighters. Both fighters. They're supposed to be checked during the in-between rounds, pretty much.
Remember, it happened in New York as well, though. That happened in New York versus Luis Ortiz.
Yeah, with Ortiz, right? So what is that all about? You don't think that's PBC money doing its work?
I just think that's the referee. The doctors must be entitled to check a fighter whenever they want or whenever they see.
Yeah, but when's the last time you seen a doctor be in the middle of the ring, Ness? You're supposed to check the man at the corner.
I don't know. He was inside the ring. Are you sure?
In the middle of the ring. Let's go back. Round 9. I swear to God.
Yeah, I don't know. Listen, that was a brutal fight. Wilder got knocked down 3 times and knocked out, brother. Got to make sure he's okay.
Yeah, no doubt.
We love you, though. Who we got?
All right, now.
Who we got here? LV, I went to you in my Jimbe Boomerang. No, my Gene I got Carlos Diaz says, Robert said Mikey is working to get down to 140. Savant says, shout out to you, Ness. Hashtag Duck Logic. Keep telling these dudes the truth. They are protecting their favorite fighter from Devin. That was for my Jimbe. Fred Robinson says, I don't understand these guys. Blank stare. Whoever cleans out 135 could become the biggest star in boxing. They all need to stop ducking. Devin Haney, 100 emoji. And that is all our super chats for the day. We are going live immediately right here on youtube.com/The Boxing Voice for our unguarded interview with Eddie Bola de Grasa from Las Vegas, returning to Border Wars December 11th, number 13, and he will be facing Big Super Mex from Plainview, Texas. We got Gil with another one, says, Ness, tell Bill to call Tevin Farmer. That's right. And Tevin wanted to move up. Man, let me text him that. Good one, good one, good one. And he got less power. Call Tevin. And it's a common opponent with JoJo. Better fight, man. More people know him. He had like 6 title defenses on Dazn. Stop it. All right. We did that. Let's get it. That's the one we want, bruv. That's the one we want. That's everybody. That's GTO, Instagram, and Twitter. Catch me on the next one. Peace. Which is immediately, right now. Like, literally, right now. Bye.